Hi, for today's teardown we have this. So it was €1 starting bid on German eBay. I got it for finally for €20. Yes, dentist tool holder controller thing with instruments tray here. So everybody knows it and fears this thing actually. It is a Sirona brand, actually made by Siemens. So what do we have? We have 5 spots to carry the tools. I believe the first one is actually for the vacuum pump they put in the, with the hose they put in the mouth. And the other ones are for tools, and they are actually fitted with some kind of sensors that will detect if a tool is on hook or not. So all these tools are called turbines, and actually they are driven with compressed air. So this thing is mainly compressed air and water distributor. We have pressure indicator here, control for filling the little faucet, for filling the glass. I believe these are controlled for the individual turbines with flow adjustment here, some kind of a bar graph indicator. Here one handle, which is not just an handle, actually there is a micro switch on it. So maybe it will disable the whole thing or something like this. And on the back we just have an attachment to the articulated arm with wires and tubes, pipes actually poking through. We have 5 little pipes, so I believe for compressed air, water, maybe waste. I'm not sure if the waste is passing through these pipes or is external. And 2 cables plus ground, one with a lot of small conductors and one with a few thicker conductors, so for power supply probably. And it is all for the top and front side, but there is more to see at the bottom. For this purpose I believe the best will be to put the camera overhead. So on the bottom actually we have what seems to be a die-cast aluminium metal base plate with here the manufacturer label, model number and serial number, made in Germany by Siemens. We have a few zip ties actually. It seems they are securing stuff inside, so maybe it is not original and this thing was modified several times. And it is interesting to note that we have every possible kind of screw head. We have slotted, we have posi drive, we have Torx, we have Allen, and down in here we have regular Phillips. Quite weird. This is just the bottom part of the arm, and behind this cover nothing but the wires going through. Actually it will be a one-way teardown because I do not plan on keeping this thing. Okay, nothing to see in particular here, except maybe molding date on the plastic, and it seems it is 1991, so quite old actually design. Yes, 91 here also. So I believe it is possible we add electronics retrofit in this thing, and the electronics are not the original ones, because I found a photo of it on eBay. Well, another one opened and the electronics were quite different inside. So probably, as it is expensive equipment, they will retrofit it several times with newer stuff inside, but your main dental share will remain the same. and also it must be repaired in a quick way when needed. So here is the bottom side of tool holders. You can see we have actually each time one infrared pair of 5mm infrared LEDs on the phototransistor that will detect if there is a tool inserted in here. Apparently we have an hinge here, and we have here your main tool connectors. Each time you have provision for feeds and for power with different number of connections. Actually we have two different kinds. This one is different. It is for the first thing here, the buccal aspirator or whatever you want to call it. So there is one interesting thing to notice on this things. You can see the box is not at all watertight. It has a top cover that will prevent any fluid to leak inside, but the bottom is not hermetic at all. And we have these screws here, which actually are just like hardware store stock slotted screws, but they are super short and they will only go in by 2 or 3 threads. It is quite a weird design, and you can see this plug has wires, and here we have some kind of a main hydraulic and water distributor with one rubber seal going to this. Quite interesting and not very impressive inside, in fact, because I can see the contacts in here are not even gold plated, and these super short screws with only 2 of them are quite do not seem to be very strong. So you have here your the main cable to the turbine instrument that will be connected, and there is here a weird contraption with apparently an adjustable screw that will maybe trigger the whole this unit. Maybe if you have no cable inserted, it will disable the thing, and there is a wall box going here. I am not sure. I did not find a matching dental instrument cables on eBay so far. Okay, well now I will undo what seem to be the 2 main screws to the thing, and we will see if we can open it. I believe maybe actually I need also to undo the handle here. It seems it is yes, it will be preventing it to flip open. So let's try to undo this. Super long Allen screw here, and here it is. Okay, quite easy. So now, yes, it will open, and we have a whole pile of stuff. Bottom side, we have this, so actually probably your main yes, distributor thing with valves, with an instruction here. In order to remove the entire dispenser block, unscrew the screws 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and guarantee claims cannot be respected if this label is removed. Okay, so what do we have else? We have a bunch of cables going to the top part. We have what seems to be maybe some kind of water heater element here in the remains of styrofoam insulation. We have the main arrival of all the pipes here with this thing not identified. Distribution block here. Here the zip tie from we did see previously is securing one apparently unused pipe on this thing that seems to be nothing but an air filter. Here apparently we have capacitor going to ground or earth. We have one valve here secured by one zip tie like this, not very well secured. And it is also hydraulic and pneumatic valves everywhere here. To this main distribution block, some pipes. And on the top we have large circuit board with mainly what seems to be power supply related things and relays. Maybe some kind of a controller here, some status LEDs, card health connector, and the front controls here seems to be quite interesting actually. And it is all, I believe. So what I will do first is not respect what is written here and undo this label, which is actually not very well glued. It will come right off like this, revealing a number of screws which actually some of them have damaged heads, so it looks like somebody was inside here previously. And here I can see a dead code of 2008, so yes, this module at least was replaced at some point, and they did retrofit several times the whole thing. Okay, now I believe I need to take apart everything and then I will show you the parts one at a time. It will be easier because as it is here it is not super convenient and it is actually too large for my bench. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, we start with the circuit board. It will be easy. So it is written at several spots bleifrei. Maybe it means lead free in German, not sure. We have here the part of model number Sirona. And actually quite impressive set of components. Here you can see this big heatsink with probably voltage regulator. Here, one over here, PIC series, quite expensive these ones. A bunch of power resistors, main fuse here. On this corner we have information about the power supply, symmetrical 15 volts and 24 volts. So I could try to power it on, but I believe without the tools, without compressed air, the best thing I will have is maybe have some LEDs lighting up, so not much interest here. So quite nice set of relays here. What else? Bulbs here, you can see this is not super well secured. Here also two resistors like this, quite nice gold edge connector. This, and also if it is some kind of a microcontroller, there is a version number, and we have a super tiny chip 16F757, I believe, so some kind of super tiny controller onto a regular IC socket. Actually a few adjustments, some logic ICs it seems, one transformer, another bulb here with this little PCB glued onto a relay and connected to the spot of a transistor it seems. here we have one 7-segment display that is used for some status indication like this, some deep switches and some other kind of contacts. Here you can modify to set something. Okay, nice. Here at least one nice mill grade tantalum, wet tantalum capacitor it seems. A few Dale power resistors, and it is all for this board. So at least a few good parts to retrieve, and some bodge wires at the back. Yes, actually quite a lot of them. Not even glued correctly. You can see with all glue, and all glue does not stay. It is not the thing you want to use. You want to use epoxy. Here also. Okay, so I will put this aside and we'll continue. So here you can notice the screws are actually self-tapping screw of worst quality you can find, going directly into plastic. And here I did just notice electrician's block. So this is obviously not original, but I hope if I undo this it will allow me to undo the top cover easily. Not the mix of screws is really weird. So we have this big connector for the circuit board with actually this front panel flat flex going to it. Okay, and it looks like the front panel I will be able to free it up by undoing the cover here at the bottom. Yes, so again that code here of 1991, and this is clean, but spoiler, I did actually clean it because it was filthy. So here we have the back side of controls with, you can see this interesting blue flat flex with actually the components secure to it with some metal clamps. It is exactly what you will find into the instrument cluster of an old car. So interesting. You can see we have infrared LEDs and sensors to detect if any instrument is inserted in here, like this. We have this big wire loom. We have apparently for the adjustments each time when you see it, yes, potentiometer with just inserted like this. So we will have a better look at it later, I believe, but it is quite interesting and unusual. So now, as I did undo this part, yes, I can try to separate the top and the bottom. If those flat flex connection will collaborate. Not sure how they are secured in here. I believe I will rather cut the wires here because everything is crimped in here, or not. Maybe not actually. Let me check. Quite a weird setup here, but it looks like okay. it is like this. Actually quite well made. All modular connections that will come off, except maybe for the white ribbon here, which is for the buttons on the front, the control buttons. So this one will not come off, so it is part of the main assembly. But apart from this, I believe we are good. Just one pipe here to disconnect, and okay, it is much better. Now it is in two parts. Oops. So we will first have a better look in here. So we have our pressure indicator here, pressure gauge, and we have each time little plastic rivets like this on this, quite weird. Maybe it is to prevent to block the adjustment if you want to disable it. Not sure what it is for. As you can see, each time we have one potentiometer like this, just connected with these things. Does not seem super reliable. We have here apparently something else to notice, the little bar graph system. So will I be able to undo this thing? A lot of plastic clips securing it. Actually, like so. It will come off. Excuse me if it is out of the frame. Not the easiest thing to work with. Okay, we have our LEDs, which are still crimped to the flat flex like this with few resistors also. I will try to undo the element of it. It is bent over here. Okay, I believe I will need to cut here these things, the ribbons to the keyboard, which anyways is not good. It will run out. Okay. And here it is coming off completely. So we have a few nice LEDs to retrieve, and actually they are socketed. So it is good. I can save the LEDs, maybe save these terminals here by just uncrimping them at the back. Some links also here. Maybe we have an information about who made this. There is a nice logo here, but no brand. Ah, Siemens. Okay. But it really looks like the back of an old car instrument cluster. Really, really interesting. So here what we have left in this part, just maybe the little bar graph indicator with one little controller IC like this. Yes. Seems to be a modern iteration because of surface mount LEDs LM3914. So this might be possible to reuse directly. Okay, and nothing left that the little pressure indicator. Maybe I can undo it. We will have a look. And a few potentiometers. They seem to be actually quite a good brand, the potentiometers. Okay. Little pressure indicator like this. In brass, quite nice. And I will try to undo one of those potentiometers you can see again here self-tapping screws. I think impressive. Okay, potentiometer by Draloric, 4 kilos, 80, 4.7 kilo ohms, linear. Golden legs, a little bit bent, but still probably good to reuse with this little mounting bracket and so. And here just the flat flex going to the tactile keyboard on the front. Nothing left. I just need to finish taking apart the stuff. And apparently the large buttons are secured by this big circlip, and as expected it is filthy behind. Okay, there. Okay, so now we can continue with the main unit. I will strip everything down. So here I am not sure what it is, some kind of maybe one-way valves assembly, something like this, with weird connections. You can see little rings to identify the tubes, and some kind of a filter assembly on the top that apparently can be undone, and there is still a little bit of water in it. Okay, no model number, nothing, and it is all enclosed in this welded metal frame. So I believe they are just a group of one-way valves or something like this. Here apparently, yes, heater element, I believe, most probably. Let me cut the wire here and here. So the screw securing this was completely stuck, but I hope I will have more luck with other screws here and will be able to have a look inside. Yes, seems to be possible to open it. So brass or bronze block here. Will it collaborate or not? Looks like we have a seal, which is not surprising. Okay. Okay, some kind of an heater module, apparently, with probably a temperature sensor here, heater element here. So it is to preheat the water that goes in the tools, probably. Nothing else. So at least a little bit of brass to retrieve. And there is water everywhere, but this must be clean water. This is not waste, so no biohazard here. Okay, I can continue with removal of the stuff. So this seems to be a valve, so yes, controlled with by electromagnet here, and little pipes with this kind of connections. So I will pull them out from there, cut the wire here. So this is apparently a air filter. Yes, nothing else than very bad foam in here. So it is a pressure release, maybe something like this, valve with a nice brass block here. Might be so useful for something actually. I will give this. We have here the main connection, so you will notice this block. I was not able to release the wires. I did check, and there is a provision to insert a tool, but maybe I do not have the correct tool and it will not work, so I will just cut the cables here, the wires immediately. Okay, so this is probably going to the e-waste. Now I can pull everything from here. It will be easier if I remove the bottom cover, by the way, but I do not want to do this. Okay. Okay. So we continue with the removal of the main unit here. So here not much left except the system for the micro switch of the handle, and it looks like actually it is possible to mount it on the other side, or maybe it is for an option, something. And yes, the micro switch will rotate like this with this handle. More dead codes in here of 1989, 1980, 1990, excuse me, and just the mounting for the arm here. So I need to finish stripping it, but not much interest here. We are left with the main distribution block, which is actually a sandwich of parts, it seems. Yes, these things with the Allen screws, the torque screws, will apparently move a little bit of a rod or piston here. Looks like here we have some adjustments. And we have one more assembly here that will just come off like this. So seems to be just an air distribution box or some kind of air filter material. It is all okay. So I can throw it away, and I will try to take apart this whole assembly. But it looks like some of the screws are actually pretty rusty. So let's try it. It will involve undoing all those screws here on the top. You will notice here on this wire harness we have hand-laced cable lacing, handmade cable lacing, but everywhere else we have zip ties. So here I did remove all these valves of Kunk brand, 24 volts with built-in protection diode it seems, and they will actuate between here and here it seems. Quite weird. They will receive from the main distribution block I did remove, I believe. Okay, so might be useful for something. At least a nice blocks of brass. And here we have this box. Oops. No idea what it does. To undo the little circlip here. So one more kind of valve apparently. Okay. Okay, it seems all the screws are off on this distribution block, and it is all coming apart. You can see a number of channels here distributing the water and compressed air to every unit. Here one cell in this middle piece. One more O-ring to undo, or zip, or circlip. Okay. A bunch of little seals here, but they did not use individual O-rings. As you can see, this is one single unit with all the seals you need. Here you have some O-rings. Still water, but it is clean water for the instrument. It is not wastewater, I believe. I hope, at least. Okay. Bottom side is the same thing. So it is where your turbines connectors were installed. Quite a lot of little nuts to retrieve eventually. If I want to go this far, a lot of hardware to save from this thing, so it is always good. And here we have the units that were connected to the valves, I believe. like this. I have no idea. Ah, they are ceramic valves like in faucets, I believe. Yes, very precisely ground ceramic that will cut the flow depending on their position, enable or cut the flow. So they were actuated by these things. Yes, this was just a push piston and it will actuate these ceramic parts. So they are super high flatness precision, so super precise that it will actually glue to themselves because of a lack of air between them, just like in a regular faucet. So these parts I will probably clean and save them. They are quite interesting. Apart from this, little brass pistons here. Not sure what to do with them, but this is actually an interesting unit. And I know these ceramic parts are super expensive and super delicate to make. So quite a nice surprise. Okay, I end up with one awful lot of parts that I need to figure out what to do with. A lot of hardware, at least, to save when it is still in good condition, and a lot of parts to go through to finish cleaning and retrieving. But I was super curious about those dental units, and really I am happy I was at least able to take one apart. Actually, a long time ago I found one in the flea market, but it was already half stripped and had not all this stuff inside, just one transformer I remember and a few controls, but the main stuff was already gone. Okay, so now I need to figure out how to deal with all that stuff. So, thanks for watching, bye bye.